It appears as if Savannah Chrisley's claims that her mother's living conditions at the Federal Medical Center in Lexington, Kentucky are inhuman have made it all the way back to the Federal Bureau of Prisons. In a letter obtained by Daily Mail over the weekend, the Federal Bureau of Prisons indirectly responded to the accusations. Unfortunately for Savannah Chrisley and her mother Julie, the organization is standing its ground with the statement and implying the allegations Todd's daughter has made hold no water. What allegations did Savannah Chrisley make exactly? On a recent episode of her podcast, Savannah Chrisley blasted the Federal Bureau of Prisons and the Federal Medical Center in Lexington, Kentucky. She revealed that her mother was living in a facility that lacked a /C or any fresh air. Savannah also revealed that the facility had a separate building with heating and cooling that it used to house the service dogs. Savannah was furious to know dogs were getting better treatment than her mother. My mom's in a facility that has no air, but yet there are service dogs for the prison that are in a heated and cool building because it's inhuman for them not to have air. I read an executive order that Biden signed that said all federal inmates must be housed in environmentally friendly facilities, and I'm like, okay, well, this is completely opposite of that. What did the Federal Bureau of Prisons say? Out of respect and privacy of the inmates, the Federal Bureau of Prisons refused to get too specific with their details. But they did issue a statement that appears to be a response to Savannah's accusation. For privacy, safety, and security reasons, we do not release information on the conditions of confinement for any inmate or group of inmates. However, we can share the Bureau of Prisons institutions are accredited by the American Correctional Association. ACA standards cover environmental conditions, including temperature and air quality, and discusses temperatures in indoor living and work areas appropriate for summer and winter. Basically, the statement affirmed that a /C will be made available when it is summer outside and heat will be available when it is winter outside. In response to Savannah's claims, some fans have pointed out that prison isn't meant to be a spa, and there is a difference between livable and comfortable. Per the American Correctional Association standards, the facilities, like the one Julie is housed at, are required to provide safe and livable environments. This, however, does not mean the environment also has to be comfortable. Are you surprised the Federal Bureau of Prisons would issue a statement after the claims Savannah made? Do you agree that while the statement was indirect, it was clearly a response to what Julie Chrisley's daughter had said about the living conditions? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. And keep coming back for more Chrisley news. Savannah Chrisley, the outspoken daughter of reality TV stars Todd and Julie Chrisley, is no stranger to controversy. With her parents currently serving lengthy prison sentences for bank fraud and tax evasion, Savannah has been fighting tooth and nail to defend their honor. Most recently, her passionate and often fiery rants have landed her in hot water with the Bureau of Prisons, BOP. Her claims about the inhuman conditions in which her parents are being held have sparked national debate, prompting a swift and cutting response from the BOP. The rant heard around social media. It all began with a teary-eyed Instagram Live where Savannah, sitting in front of her beautifully decorated living room, unleashed a torrent of grievances about the way her parents were being treated behind bars. Her frustration and emotion were palpable. She spoke in detail about the alleged horrific conditions at the federal facilities where her parents were incarcerated. "My mom hasn't had access to basic hygiene products for weeks," Savannah claimed, her voice cracking with emotion. "This is supposed to be America, a place of justice, but the way my parents are being treated is absolutely inhuman." Savannah went on to accuse the prison staff of neglecting her mother's health, adding, "Mom's been losing weight rapidly because they won't give her the medication she needs. Dad, too, is suffering. He's been locked up for 23 hours a day in solitary confinement. It's just not right." Public support and backlash. Her emotional plea quickly garnered attention from both fans and critics alike. Some viewers expressed sympathy, understanding Savannah's pain as she watched her parents go through what she described as a living nightmare. Comments flooded her page, with fans sending love and prayers to the Chrisley family. "Sue them. This is outrageous," one fan commented. "Praying for your parents," another wrote. However, not everyone was convinced. The Chrisleys' legal woes have left many skeptical of their claims, and some questions Savannah's version of events. Critics were quick to call her out, pointing to her family's conviction as evidence that they were far from innocent victims. "Your parents committed crimes. They're not the victims here," one commenter fired back. Despite the mixed reactions, Savannah's rant continued to spread across social media, drawing the attention of the Bureau of Prisons itself. the Bureau of Prisons strikes back. Within days, the BOP issued an official response to Savannah's accusations, and it wasn't the sympathetic reply she may have hoped for. In a carefully worded statement, the BOP addressed Savannah's allegations point by point, making it clear that they viewed her claims as an exaggeration, if not outright falsehoods. The Bureau of Prisons takes all complaints about inmate care seriously, the statement read. However, the allegations made by Ms. Chrisley regarding her parents' treatment are not reflective of the conditions at our facilities. They went on to emphasize that the federal prisons where Todd and Julie Chrisley were housed meet all necessary health and safety standards. According to the BOP, Todd Chrisley's solitary confinement was a temporary measure due to his recent transfer, and Julie Chrisley had regular access to medical care and hygiene products. There are no ongoing issues regarding the provision of necessary medications or basic hygiene products. All inmates are provided with these essentials as a matter of course, the BOP said. The response was a stark contrast to Savannah's emotional plea, and it seemed to hit a nerve with her. The message was clear. The Bureau of Prisons was not going to let these allegations slide, especially with the level of public scrutiny the Chrisley's case had already attracted. A public feud or the start of change? Undeterred, Savannah took to her podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley to double down on her claims. In the next episode, titled The Truth About Prison, she delivered a blistering rebuttal to the BOP's statement. They can say what they want, but I know the truth, she said, her voice calm but simmering with frustration. I've spoken to my mom, I've spoken to my dad, I've seen the letters. What they're going through is not normal. And no matter what the BOP says, it doesn't change the reality. Savannah also hinted that she might pursue legal action, enlisting a high-profile lawyer to investigate potential human rights violations within the prison system. This isn't just about my family anymore, she continued. There are so many people suffering behind bars in ways that the public doesn't know about. If I have to be the one to expose it, then I will. Her renewed commitment to fighting for her parents' rights struck a chord with her fans. And soon, hashtags like #Justice for the Chrisleys and #InhumanPrisons began trending across social media. Her supporters flooded her podcast with positive reviews and messages of solidarity. Yet, as the conversation about prison conditions grew louder, so too did the criticism. Many were quick to point out the irony of Savannah, a woman born into a life of luxury, now advocating for prison reform. You didn't care about the prison system until it affected you personally, one commenter said. Where was all this energy for the countless others who've been mistreated behind bars for decades? The road ahead. As Savannah continues to battle on behalf of her parents, the situation has become emblematic of larger issues within the American criminal justice system. A high-profile platform has shined a light on a topic that many often ignore, though it remains to be seen whether her advocacy will lead to tangible change. For now, Savannah Chrisley is standing firm, refusing to back down despite the BOP's response. Whether her fight will lead to reforms, or whether it will ultimately be dismissed as the emotional outcry of a daughter in distress, only time will tell. What is clear, however, is that Savannah is not giving up anytime soon. Her latest episode ended with a final statement that summed up her determination. I'm going to keep speaking out. Whether people like it or not, the truth is the truth. I'm not going to let anyone silence me. In a world where justice and personal stakes often collide, Savannah Chrisley's fight is only just beginning.